Wednesday's the one. It's Strawbridge's Macy's one-day sale. Jewelry 30 to 50% off plus an extra 15% off selections. Men's golf polos from Izod and more, 50% off. Today only 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Strawbridge's Macy's. Way to shop.
Action News HD, the first to go high def.
Action News, Delaware Valley's leading news program, with Rick Williams, Sarah Bloomquist, and meteorologist David Murphy.
Good afternoon. Rick is off today. In the news this noon, they arrived in the U.S. and then vanished. Now a nationwide hunt is on for 12 missing Egyptian students. And South Jersey parents worried about a daycare center on a toxic site may finally be getting some of their questions answered. But the big story on Action News this noon is a farewell to a fallen police officer. Reading Berks County officer Scott Wirtz is being laid to rest today. He was killed early Sunday while trying to break up a fight at a convenience store. Action News reporter Walter Perez joins us now live from the Sovereign Center in Reading, where a viewing was held this morning. Good afternoon, Walter.
Well, Sarah, there was a viewing also held yesterday at a funeral home in West Reading. And the crowd was so big that the line literally went around the corner of that funeral home. Very similar circumstances early here this morning at the Sovereign Center in Reading as people started showing early this morning. Hundreds, maybe even thousands, started arriving in the early morning hours for Reading police officer Scott Wirtz, who was killed while doing his job. The Sovereign Center in Reading is no stranger to large crowds going to concerts or other events. But today, it's standing room only with a line going out the door for a Reading police officer who lost his life in the line of duty. Berks County coroner and retired Reading Police Sergeant Dennis Hess says Officer Scott Wirtz was a colleague and a friend, but more importantly, he was a good man.
I worked night shifts, so I worked with Scotty. One heck of a cop. He's just what everybody expects from a police officer.
Among the crowd here today are Wirtz's family, neighbors, friends, many clutching photos of the fallen officer, along with members of police forces from as far away as Florida. There are even Canadian Mounties here on their horses, many of whom say this show of solidarity is both to honor Officer Wirtz and to send a message to lawmakers.
Buyback programs are pretty good, but it's got to be another way. You know, we all know that these kids are all carrying guns. Not all of them, but you know, there's a good many guns that are out there in the street.
Once again, Officer Wirtz killed 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, chasing a shooting suspect by the name of Cletus Rivera. Rivera has since been arrested and now faces a laundry list of charges. The service is now going on here at the Sovereign Center. It'll be followed by an enormous procession headed up to the Charles Evans Cemetery, where Scott Wirtz will be buried. A full report on all that coming up on Action News starting at 5 o'clock. Reporting live from Reading, Walter Perez, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah?
All right, Walter, thanks for the update. Police are still searching for the gunman who shot an 8-year-old boy last night in South Philadelphia. The youngster was shot in both legs by a stray bullet and is now listed in stable condition at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. The scene is here, 22nd and Siegel, the same block where 4-year-old Nishay Little was critically wounded in a shooting back in June. Her teenager, the one in her case, is charged. Claudia Lebrett's immigration hearing is rescheduled for today in Ontario, Canada. The mainline mother was found there on Saturday with her daughter, Rachel. Lebrett is accused of kidnapping Rachel more than 3 years ago during a custody dispute with the child's father. Lebrett may try to seek refugee status to delay extradition. Montgomery County is asking the U.S. State Department for help in getting Canada to block Lebrett from posting bail. Meanwhile, Rachel is now in protective care. Her father, who has full custody of her, is going to Canada, hoping he will be allowed to visit her. Philadelphia police are hoping a sketch and a reward will help them nab a rapist. Late yesterday, they released this composite sketch of the man who stabbed, beat, and raped a 24-year-old woman in her Winfield Heights apartment. The attack happened in the Lincoln Green complex here on Presidential Boulevard about 5:30 a.m. Sunday morning. The woman is still in the hospital recovering from injuries she suffered in that attack. The Citizens Crime Commission is offering a $1,000 reward. Anyone with any information is asked to call 215-546-TIPS. An autopsy will be done to find out why a promising young football player died yesterday during his first day of college practice. Vince Bernardo played football for Plymouth White Marsh High School. He was just starting out at Shippensburg University. The 17-year-old was running 110-yard sprints when he began to struggle with his breathing. He was given CPR and taken to the hospital, but died about an hour later. Last night, friends and former classmates held a vigil at the school for the former team captain. They remembered the 6'2", 270-pound lineman as being in tip-top shape and a person that everyone liked. Several local families are homeless this noon after a fire tore through their apartment building in Voorhees, New Jersey. The action cam was on the scene early this morning here on Berwyn Court. The flames caused extensive damage to the roof and upper floors of the building. Residents looked on in disbelief as firefighters doused those flames. Out of 14 apartments, 3 are a total loss. No one was injured. The cause is now under investigation. Flames lit up the night sky in Old City. Now several families are homeless here at the Black Horse condos. Fire tore through the roof of this 6-story building near Market and Letitia shortly after 11 o'clock last night. Dozens of firefighters battled the blaze. No one was hurt. The cause of this fire is also still under investigation. A Philadelphia police officer was injured this morning in a car crash. The 18th District squad car flipped over at 48th and Locust in West Philadelphia. Investigators say the cruiser was going south on 48th Street when it collided with a Chevy going east on Locust. The cruiser struck 2 parked cars before landing upside down. The officer and a woman driving the Chevy are hospitalized but should be recovering. Police continue to investigate the cause of the wreck. A tandem tractor trailer has finally been cleared from the New Jersey Turnpike. The big rig jackknife spilling fuel and some of its cargo onto the southbound lanes by the Jamesburg exit here in Middlesex County this morning. Traffic was brought to a standstill, leading to a 14-mile backup. No word on any injuries. Philadelphia cabbies are back on the job at Philadelphia International Airport after holding a brief strike there. The strike was held yesterday to protest the Philadelphia Parking Authority's plan to install GPS systems in cabs. The cabbies argue that GPS systems will be an invasion of privacy and cost them money. The parking authority says GPS will increase efficiency. The U.S. military in Iraq has had a big break in its investigation into the kidnapping of an American journalist. It announced the arrest of 4 Iraqi men in the kidnapping of American journalist Jill Carroll. Carroll, a reporter for the Christian Science Monitor, was abducted January 7th. She was finally released in March after 82 days in captivity. The U.S. is releasing few details about the kidnappers, except that they were picked up in the Anbar province, which is an insurgent stronghold. Also in the Anbar province, a U.S. military helicopter has crashed, leaving 2 crew members missing and 4 injured. Commanders say the chopper was on a routine survey and it didn't appear to come under any hostile fire. Philadelphia police officer Gennaro Pellegrini, who lost his life in action in Iraq, is being remembered today. A plaque is being dedicated at the 26th district where Pellegrini worked. He was one of 4 local National Guardsmen killed in a bomb attack last August. One-time vice presidential candidate Joseph Lieberman is on the outside looking in this noon after losing his Democratic primary bid. Many believe the contest is a sign of things to come for the November elections. Let's go live now to ABC's Stephanie Sy to help us put the Lieberman race into some perspective. Good afternoon, Stephanie.
Good afternoon, Sarah. Democratic leaders, even those who campaigned for Senator Lieberman, are now lining up to throw their support to the Democratic Party.
The victory of businessman Ned Lamont over career politician Joe Lieberman was as clear a referendum on Iraq as there has been in a major political race in this country. Ned Lamont ran and won on a strong anti-war platform.
Stay the course. That's not a winning strategy in Iraq, and it's not a winning strategy for America.
According to exit polls, 78% of those who voted disapproved of the U.S. decision to go to war. While Connecticut voters don't necessarily reflect the sentiments of the nation, the stunning upset may signal a direction change for the Democratic Party.
It tells you the left of the Democratic Party is energized.
Senator Lieberman has sided with the president on Iraq, and that perceived closeness may have cost him.
The Democratic Party has been taken over by people who are not from the mainstream of America.
Lamont's victory was partially attributed to liberal anti-war bloggers who slammed Lieberman on their internet sites. So this was a win significant not only for its impact on the Democratic Party, but on political culture as a whole in an age of new media.
Lieberman wasted no time this morning filing his petition to run as an independent candidate. Live in New York, Stephanie Tsai, Channel 6 Action News. Sarah, back to you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Still to come here on Action News at noon, Israel gives the green light for wider operations in Lebanon as diplomats scurry to carve out a ceasefire. And if penguins could talk, this group would tell you some real stories from their road trip. Karen.
We have a beautiful day today, lots of sunshine and a low humidity, finally feeling good out there. Just a slight change coming up tomorrow. I'll have the details in the AccuWeather forecast.
Yeah, but we like it, Karen. Thank you. And in today's Tip Vision, dressing like the stars. That and much more when Action News continues.
Thursday on 6 ABC. The action starts at 7 with Gary Papa and the Action News sports team live from the link, The Road to Redemption, presented by Independence Blue Cross. Then at 7:30, the Birds battle the Browns. It's all on the official station of the Philadelphia Eagles, 6 ABC, presented locally by Comcast.
Still haven't gotten your tickets to see The Lion King? Well, Philadelphia, what are you waiting for? The Lion King is the most spectacular musical in Broadway history, and the time to get your seats is now. Because the best seats are going quickly. Because Philadelphia's biggest musical hit won't be here forever. Because Broadway's landmark entertainment event must leave on September 10th. The Lion King. Call 215-731-3333 for your tickets today.
You know, every so often, a package like this is delivered right to my door. I like to think of it as my lifeline. You know, I have diabetes. These are my testing supplies. I check my blood sugar, and I check it often. Liberty Medical makes sure I have everything I need when I need it. Now, you may not know this, but if you're on Medicare, the cost of your diabetes testing supplies may be covered, whether you use insulin or not. Liberty makes it easy. They bill Medicare and your insurance company, so you have no paperwork. You pay nothing up front. Your supplies are delivered right to your door, no charge for shipping. So check your blood sugar as often as you should. And call Liberty. They can help you live a better life.
For more information, call Liberty Medical at 1-800-741-4232. That's 1-800-741-4232. Call today.
Action News, now in high definition. To see Action News in HD, turn to Comcast Digital Channel 231 or check your service provider for HD availability.
Breaking news just now coming into Action News. This is Chopper 6 HD live this noon over Burlington County. Police here on the scene of a multi-vehicle accident involving this tractor trailer and two cars. Both of the cars, you see a very bad wreck here. Two cars, both overturned. This happened at about 11:30 this morning, so a short time ago. This is the intersection of Route 38 and Route 206 here in Southampton Township, Burlington County. The intersection here shut down. You did see some traffic moving through, but traffic expected to be delayed here for some time as police begin their investigation. So far, nobody, we were told, had been transported to the hospital as of a short time ago. Several police agencies here on the scene, including New Jersey State Police. Again, Chopper 6 HD live over a tractor trailer accident involving two other cars. We'll keep you updated as new information becomes available. The FBI and other federal agencies are pressing on in their search for nearly a dozen missing Egyptian students. They were due to study English at Montana State University, but they haven't been seen since they landed at JFK Airport in New York City. University officials and fellow students have appealed for the missing to try to make contact with them. Federal investigators say terrorism is not suspected. However, they do say that they want to avoid a repeat of 2001 when some of the 9/11 hijackers entered the country on student visas and then dropped out of sight. In the Middle East this noon, the Israeli Security Cabinet has decided to go deeper into Lebanon. Artillery and machine gun fire rattled through the night at the Israeli-Lebanese border. Israeli forces attacked a suspected Hezbollah guerrilla hideout in the largest Palestinian refugee camp. At the United Nations, the diplomacy is in high gear. Arab League delegates want to change to a draft resolution to get Israel out. The White House fears Lebanese forces aren't up to disarming Hezbollah. New Jersey environmental officials will hold a closed-door meeting tonight with the parents of children who attended the Kitty College Daycare Center. The Gloucester County Daycare Center was built on the top of a site of a former mercury thermometer plant. It was closed recently after tests for mercury came up positive. The New Jersey DEP says it and the EPA were aware of the dangers at the site, but a string of communications lapses allowed the township to grant permits to put the center there.
Next, Oprah. This stay-at-home mom's chicken recipe won $1 million.
Oh, this is easy.
What could it possibly be? And the perfect white T-shirt revealed. Next, Oprah.
Today at 4 here on 6 ABC.
Joan, you took my advice. You called Mr. Mobility about the Jazzy.
Oh, Ed, my Jazzy is wonderful. It lets me be more independent and allows me to get around easier, even tight spaces.
The Jazzy has helped thousands of people like you get more out of life. And they offer models that are easy to transport, so you can take your Jazzy anywhere you want to go and spend more time with your family and friends. Every local Jazzy dealer is a mobility specialist trained to find the right product for each customer.
And since I'm medically qualified, my insurance helped cover the cost of my Jazzy.
Our Jazzy dealer was wonderful. He took care of everything.
Thanks to the Jazzy, both of your lives are better and easier. Take my advice and start enjoying your life. Call Mr. Mobility today.
Denture wearers, we stained a string of pearls in barbecue sauce, not just to prove the stain-removing strength of Efferdent Plus or the freshening power of its Listerine ingredients, but to give every denture wearer the confidence to show those pearly whites. The confident clean of Efferdent Plus.
Breakstone's Cottage Doubles or yogurt? Well, since Breakstone's Cottage Doubles has half the sugar of yogurt, the real dilemma is what to do with that yogurt. Cottage cheese with real fruit topping that's half the sugar of yogurt. Breakstone's Cottage Doubles.
This afternoon, starting at 12:30, it's Millionaire. All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, Oprah, and Action News at 5, here on 6 ABC.
Are you getting a little bored with your summer clothes? Today in our Tip Vision segment, we'll show you how to freshen up your look by borrowing looks from the stars. Here's Charlie Stone.
Welcome back. We're with our live stylist, Laura Siebold, who's going to tell us that theft is good. There's nothing wrong with stealing, I hear.
We're going to borrow.
We're going to borrow
Yes.
for a little bit some Hollywood's fashionable stars looks.
Yes, on a budget.
On a budget.
Yep. Start with Adriana, Eva Longoria,
Of course,
the
from-
sex pot of Hollywood.
yes.
Desperate Housewives. And we did this look for about $100. We did skinny jeans from Target. We pulled the belt and the tank from Urban Outfitters, as well as her strappy little shoes. And we just were able to play up Eva's assets and do it for about $100, which is fantastic. Next, we went a little down low here with Julia Roberts, and we know she's very earthy.
Yeah.
Very in tune with nature. So we wanted to really play that up. This whole ensemble is from Urban Outfitters and costs about $115 for the entire look head to toe. And I think really my favorite might even be the comfy little shoes. And our last look, my personal favorite, Jennifer Aniston. She never goes wrong. And we did jean from Fourth in Town. We did a blouse from Target, a handbag from Target, and shoes from Target. And this outfit's going to cost you, again, just around $100.
So for $100, you can look like the hottest Hollywood stars.
You can, and a whole lot of attitude.
And that's right. And you know who you look like?
No.
Laura Sewell. And that's today's tip.
All right. Upbeat earnings reports from Disney, Channel 6 parent company, are fueling a rally on Wall Street this noon. The Dow is up more than 43 points to 11,216. The Nasdaq has climbed 33.5 to 2,094 at midday. In Kennett Square, Barbaro has undergone another cast change. The Kentucky Derby's winner, slow progress, though, does continue. Most horses with similar injuries are euthanized, but not Barbaro. Doctors say his right hind bones are healing so well, in fact, that his cast may soon come off. Barbaro's owners say they will continue treatment as long as he's not in pain.
Do you love your house, but are tired of spending time and money on bills and upkeep? Then consider Ann's Choice in Bucks County or Maris Grove in Delaware County. You've heard about the innovative lifestyle of these Erickson communities. Now discover the more than 37 additional benefits covered by your convenient and affordable monthly service package, all detailed in your free information kit. These benefits include property taxes, complete home maintenance, and all utilities except your phone bill, just to name a few. Plus, at Ann's Choice in Maris Grove, you're given the freedom to enjoy life and stay healthy with access to the nation's most comprehensive wellness program, Erickson Health. Free yourself from those never-ending chores and experience a new lifestyle designed to give you more time to pursue your passions. Take advantage of countless clubs, continuing education classes, and all the other things you've always wanted to do. Call today for your free information kit and discover the unbeatable value and enviable lifestyle of Ann's Choice and Maris Grove.
Wow, what's this? That explains Revolutionary Spring Free by Sealy Posturepedic. It's the perfect balance between softness and support. Made with Sealy's resilient latex, it gently pushes back to keep your spine properly aligned. After all, it's a Sealy.
Spring Free by Sealy Posturepedic.
Get next-day delivery at Raymore and Flanagan, your Sealy Posturepedic headquarters.
Every day I gather more evidence that Mercury Insurance is run by aliens from the planet Mercury. Fact. March 31st, 1962, pilots report seeing a UFO. The next day, Mercury opens its doors for the first time. Fact. Gravity is lower on the planet Mercury. Rates are lower at Mercury Insurance. Fact. Planet Mercury and Mercury Insurance use the same letters to spell their names.
This AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by Pico, an Exelon company, bringing you reliable energy all year long.
All right, Karen Rogers with us today. You've got a fun job.
Yeah, talking about good weather.
Yeah,
it's nice when the weather is nice, and we have good news for you. Storm Tracker 6 Live radar showing we're dry right now and looking good across the Delaware and Lehigh valleys. Let's step outside and see what it looks like. We're looking live through our new HD camera, looking good here as we check out the Center City skyline. A few clouds above. Let's check the current numbers. Right now, 80 degrees. Humidity just 42%, feeling nice out there. The barometer 30.13 and falling. Winds are calm right now. They were northerly this morning. That ocean temperature 72 degrees, warming up just a little bit from yesterday when it was in the upper 60s. Looking at this morning's low, we dropped down to 56 degrees in the Lehigh Valley, 66 in Philadelphia, 61 in Trenton, 60 in Atlantic City. It was actually the first time since July 26th that we got below 70 degrees. So it felt refreshing out there to start and pretty nice out there right now, about 80 degrees in Center City. Take a look at Satellite 6 in action radar. Not a whole lot going on. We see just a few clouds in our area. For the most part, the clouds are diving down to our south. And as we take a wider look, we're basically in between two systems here. You can see this nearly stationary boundary here down to our south. That's suppressing all the humidity and the instability down to the south. Some showers out there. Kentucky, Indiana, and Illinois, they're just going to ride right along that frontal boundary and stay to our south. Up to our north, we have another frontal boundary, and that's going to change things for us late tomorrow, but just a little bit. You'll see that in the 5-day. In the meantime, we have high pressure in control, giving us nice weather and also providing good air quality. A change from last week when it was unhealthy air quality. This week with that high pressure, we have good air quality, and it should stay that way for the next several days. The call from AccuWeather, water the flowers. Mother Nature is not going to do a whole lot of that this week, as you see in the 5-day. For today, mostly sunny skies and nice 85 degrees. And at the shore, temperatures just in the low 80s, feeling nice with the sea breeze at the shore. The burned index is high, though, with mostly sunny skies, but a beautiful day there, as well as in the Poconos. Poconos mostly sunny and nice and 77 degrees. Tonight, mostly clear and comfortable, 60 degrees in some of the suburbs, 66 a little closer to the city, so you can finally turn off the air conditioning, open up the windows, and you should get a nice breeze out there tonight. Here's our exclusive AccuWeather 5-day forecast. Sunny and nice today, 85 degrees for your high. Tomorrow, this is when that frontal boundary dips through. We start off with sunshine, then increasing clouds, and just a slight chance for a shower or a thunderstorm, especially late in the day into the nighttime hours. Of course, we have the Eagles game at 7:30, so just be aware of that when you go. Otherwise, it should be a nice night. Friday, breezy and nice, 83 degrees. Behind that front, even cooler. Saturday, partly sunny and 83. We stay with the low humidity. Sunday, mostly sunny skies and 85 degrees, so a beautiful weekend ahead, nice and dry, too. As you look beyond the 5-day forecast, towards Monday and Tuesday, it starts to turn warmer. By Tuesday, temperatures above the average of 86 degrees and just the chance for a thunderstorm. But overall, we keep that nice pattern at least through the weekend.
Love the 80s.
Yes.
Thanks, Karen. Finally this noon, saving the penguins after really what was one scary experience. About 24 penguins, some tropical fish, and an octopus spilled onto a Texas highway when the truck they were riding in lost control and crashed. The animals were on their way from the Indianapolis Zoo, which is being renovated, to a temporary home in Galveston, Texas. 4 penguins ended up dying, but the rest were saved, and they're doing pretty well. You see them swimming around. One little guy suffered a broken wing, however. The birds finally arrived in their new home late last night, still looking ever so dapper in their black and white. Glad to see they're okay. That'll do it for Action News at noon. Right now, the Action News team is out working on these stories and more for tonight at 5 and 6. What you need to know before buying a big-ticket item and end up paying big time for repairs. Plus, they're going wild over a new addition at the Philadelphia Zoo. We'll introduce you to the new baby coming up at 5 and 6. He's a hairy baby. Now for Rick Williams, David Murphy, Karen Rogers, the entire Action News team, I'm Sarah Bloomquist. Have a great afternoon.
From Channel 6, this has been Action News, the most watched news program in the Delaware Valley. When you see news happen, call the Action News tip line toll-free at 866-NEWS6 or call one of our Action News regional bureaus in the Lehigh Valley, Trenton, Wilmington, or the Jersey Shore.
Closed captioning brought to you by the Chevy HHR with an EPA estimated 30 miles per gallon highway that can take you up to 450 miles on a single tank of gas.